Research of ancient civilizations evidently demonstrates that the Egyptians were well ahead of their time. But have you ever thought about what did ancient Egyptians use for hygiene? What health problems did the ancient Egyptians have? Today we reveal the terrifying hygiene and diabolic manners of ancient Egypt. The breath mint. Did you know that the Egyptians had the first dentist in the world? His name was Hezi-Ray, and he lived in Egypt's 3rd dynasty around 1600 BC under Pharaoh Dozier. Yet, he was not the first to work in an ancient field of dentistry. On a papyrus dating back to 3000 BC, they found a detailed manual instructing people how to cure wounds inside the mouth. It was also during that time that we know that small dental surgeries were being performed, slowly paving the way for the first ever cavity drillings and other more complex tasks, such as teeth pulling. They even took care of mouth hygiene and found a way to keep their breath from smelling horrible by inventing breath mints. They used to mix together boiled herbs, myrrh, and cinnamon with honey, then let them dry out to form pellets. After that, they were given to people who had stinky breath to help them. Genius! Circumcision. While anthropologists disagree on the origins of circumcision, it is certain the ritual was practiced in Egypt as far back as 4000 BC. Mass circumcision ceremonies would take place primarily in the upper classes, being recognized as both a puberty rite as well as for the sake of cleanliness. Although this comes as no surprise, given that circumcision has been practiced by various religions spanning thousands of years. What is surprising is that some anthropologists argue that the procedure arose as a mark of defilement or slavery. In fact, captured warriors in ancient Egypt suffered the amputation of digits as well as castration. However, such mutilation would often result in death. Therefore, slaves would be forced to undergo circumcision, given that the procedure was viewed as a sufficiently humiliating compromise. Eye makeup. If there is anyone over the course of history who loved black eye makeup more than the emos of 2000s, it was the Egyptians. Most people don't know that their makeup was also a big part of eye hygiene and health, besides being a fashion and glamour statement. Scientists have taken 52 makeup containers and preserved in the Louvre Museum and analyzed the substances that were inside this ancient makeup, aside from lead, until people realized it was poisonous. They discovered that all of those cosmetics contain nitric oxide in quantities that were increased by up to 240% in cultured human cells. This oxide is important as it is one of the agents in the body, enhancing the immune system and aiding in the fight against diseases. Not only were the Egyptians aware of the fact that people were getting tons of eye infections because of the water in the Nile, but they went out of their way to create a remedy for it. This compound cannot be found naturally, so to maintain hygiene and prevent eye disease, or even treat eye infections, the Egyptians invented these eye cosmetics. The fact that it also became a fashion statement was just an added plus. Ancient recipes. 2,000 years before Hezi-Ray was credited as being the world's first dentist, the Egyptians as well as the Babylonians were making their own version of a toothbrush by fraying the ends of twigs. These tooth sticks were discovered in tombs beside the mummified remains of the owners dating back to 3500 BC. What's even more astonishing is that 1500 years prior to this, Egyptians were using a paste to clean their teeth. In the National Library in Vienna, Austria, lies a collection of papyrus documents containing the world's oldest known recipe for toothpaste. The formula, which consists of the dried iris flower, salt, pepper, and mint, is described as being ahead of its time, given that iris is an effective agent against gum disease. Surprisingly, researchers have only recently discovered the iris's beneficial properties, validating the innovative brilliance of the ancient Egyptians. Medical knowledge. The Ebers Medical Papyrus, which was created in 1500 BC, has revealed many important facts about how important hygiene was in ancient Egypt. It even let us know that they also made something akin to soap by combining vegetable and animal fat with alkaline salts. Not only was it used for bathing, but it was also made into topical medicines to treat skin conditions too. In 800 BC, Homer wrote in the Odyssey that the Egyptians were skilled in medicine more than any other art. We hope you enjoyed another episode of History Bazaar. Please hit the like button and subscribe to the fastest growing history channel on YouTube.